All right, how's it going, everyone? It's Triple T. I'm here with Peter, also known as the Strong Bear, and it is leg day with Triple T Day. So I'm going to show off a little bit of what I normally do in my typical leg day, and Peter's going to show me some of his fun stuff too. So I hope you enjoy this. So we're going to start out with a little bit of what Peter likes to do. I've never done this before, so Peter, would you mind explaining to my audience this variant of the squat?
Yeah, so this is the Smith machine squat.
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to really overload the quads.
Sounds good.
Because you don't have to do the balance.
Yep.
It's a good bodybuilding exercise. It's knee safe.
Definitely. So one of the other benefits of using the Smith machine over a standard squat rack is that you're allowed to load it more because you have the balance taken care of. So it might not have that same practical real-world effect, but you can load heavier on it. So this is a little bit of what Peter's doing to warm up. After he does this, a couple of times we're going to increase the load. This is a standard practice that is normally done in weightlifting. Start out a little bit lighter and then go heavier. However, I will note some people like to start heavy and go low.
I like to do the pyramid. Start small, work up big, work back down.
Likewise. Great minds think alike. Awesome. So now this is the heavy reps that I was talking about. It's always good to start light, get your body nice and warmed up, and then pump it out nice and hard. And it's always good to start out with the compound movements if you're really looking to get some bang for your buck. Get the most fatigue possible. These are some good reps. You've got this. Good job. Looks like I'm Peter's next victim.
Triple T repping out 2 plates. What's that?
Breathe in on the
You got
eccentric. Woo. Try one more. This is my first time doing squats. Oh, 4 reps, I think.
It's good, though. Solid.
Not bad for a first timer. Okay, so for this lift, we have Strong Bear doing the Romanian deadlift. We're doing on a Smith machine because that's pretty much all we have available. So this is a good exercise for your hamstrings and your lumbar spine. So you kind of want to lower the weight like you're trying to scrape your shins and then come back up. So this is different from the conventional deadlift in that you don't have the bar. I'm sorry?
Can you help me sit down?
Shoot, yeah. So the difference between the Romanian deadlift and the standard deadlift is that when you do the Romanian, you do not want the barbell to touch the ground. So you get it to about the level of your shin and then you come back up. Meanwhile, when you do the deadlift, you kind of just like start from the ground up and then pound it back down and then rinse and repeat. Both of them are pretty good exercises though. So normally I like to lead with a deadlift when I have a barbell available, but equipment's a little bit limited here. We're doing the best that we can and pumping it out, baby. My turn. It also works the forearms pretty good. You know that you're working hard, but you can only get about 2 reps in a set in. So Peter's about to do another lift, and for this one, he's using lift straps. So there is a benefit to lift straps, which is that you can load the hamstrings and your lower back more. However, as a result, you don't really get to work your grip as much. So it's kind of like, some people call it a cheat code, but in actuality, it's just kind of like you're having more control over which body parts you want to work. So kind of like a double-edged sword. Let's go, Strong Bear. Doing good. Feeling that's one tomorrow. Good stuff. a much different type of workout. I'm really feeling in the glutes. I'm getting more out of it. Like I said, you do get to load heavier with these wrist straps. And it isolates the forearms out of it. Think about how much less I could have done without the wrist straps. So here I'm about to do a chin-up. So some people say chin-up and pull-up interchangeably, but there is a difference. So the chin-up, you're using an underhand grip. You have your hands closer to your midline. The pull-up is your arms are further out and have a supinating grip. There are some notable differences between these exercises. So with what I'm doing now, I am recruiting more of my biceps. With the chin-up, you're getting more of your lats in. Both are really good exercises regardless. Yeah, I'm exhausted. So what Peter is doing here is actually a neutral grip. So this one is actually different from the pull-up and the chin-up. So for this one, you have both your palms pointed inward. I personally am not the most versed to speak on the differences. It's one of my favorite ways to modify. Have a dumbbell right between your feet and lift yourself up. Sometimes it kind of feels like your body's being pulled apart from down below. It's like crazy stuff. It's really good. If you think that chin-ups and pull-ups are hard enough, I dare you to load up with a dumbbell. It takes things from 100 to 200. I swear to it. Give it a try. If you have one of those weighted vests, that also works too. So now that we are done with the pull-up and chin-up torture, we are now moving on to the single arm row. So for this one, you're going to want to have one arm supporting, and with the other, sorry, no problem. You have the dumbbell in front of you, and you try and bring it behind you and clear your hip. You also want to get as far forward as you possibly can. So this is primarily going to be working your lats, and you're also going to be recruiting your biceps. Good job, Peter. So now it's my turn. So I don't usually do this exercise. It's been probably a year since I've done it. This is Peter's idea, but I'll let him cook. I actually really like this one. I can feel in the region around my rhomboids, like that general vicinity. It's pretty good. Do one more. Do my left.
Nice set, nice set.
Here I'm about to do the hanging leg raise. So you have your arms above you, feet up to your hands, back down. What I really like about this is that you get a very nice stretch in your abdominals, and the stretch is supposed to be very good for hypertrophy. There are a few variants that you can do for this, like you can do it with the dip bar. They're actually right beneath me. And you can even do them like obliques. So like, kind of like this, go side to side. But my room's a little limited. But very good exercise, strongly recommend it. But you might need to have some flexibility. So in that case, I would recommend doing the dip variant like this. Or if you really need to, just the knees. There are still plenty more exercises that I did not get to cover in this video. We're really hungry, we're gonna grab some lunch. So like for example, with the abs, one exercise I swear by is the declined crunch. So you have one of those decline benches and you do the crunch, except you do it with the 45-pound plate. You do it with a good range of motion, you really get that stretch in. Another winner of an exercise. And I also really like the cable crunches. So with those, you have it above your head, you kind of grab on, crunch down. Also get a good stretch. The stretch is really one of my favorite aspects when I work out. That's part of what makes an exercise good, as well as stability. So yeah, we're hungry. I'm gonna have some interviews on the way. We're gonna do them remotely because We all have some stuff going on. And yeah, enjoy our testimonies. So, in a little change of plans, I will be the only person talking about my health and fitness journey for this video. Discussing it openly on camera can be a very vulnerable task, and I can understand why some people may be uncomfortable doing it. It also happens to be Mental Health Wellness Month in this month of January, and so I thought that it would be very reasonable to have this type of discussion right now. So for my health and fitness journey, started about 2.5 years ago. It was around June of 2021. I had a stereotypical see you at the gym bro moment I've been broken up with, which was a very good thing to say the least. So I didn't really know what I was doing at first. I'd lost about 20 pounds in 6 weeks. I was losing weight too fast, and I was not doing any resistance training like weightlifting. And so, yeah, I lost plenty of body fat, but I also lost plenty of muscle along with it. So I was about 152 pounds, 6 feet tall. It was a ton of work. It's very taxing on my body, and my diet wasn't working for me. So I was in calorie deficit mode, extremely restrictive, not enjoying what I ate. So eventually I caved in. I got into the weightlifting part of health and fitness, and also the proper nutrition. Like, I was starting to do things somewhat properly come September. So I was training about an hour on average per session, about 3 days per week. Now I'm up to hour to an hour and a half, with that 1 hour being non-negotiable, and 4 days per week non-negotiable. But what I was doing at the time was getting the job done. So my confidence and my sense of attractiveness were slowly improving, and I didn't attribute this at all to detaching from my partner at that time, well, ex-partner. And really, the confidence increase has only gotten better over time. I've just noticed that now I'm smiling so much more. I'm not afraid to get out there and experience what life has to offer. It's been really great. Sometimes I'm guilty of walking around feeling like Bully Maguire, at least without breaking into that dance that I will not speak of. It should be noted, though, that I did experience some rough patches along the way that should not be ignored. There are always going to be some dark sides to health and fitness that some people might not know about. And so one of the things that I noticed is that I was often comparing myself to others. And so I might feel good one moment, but then I see the guy at the gym bench pressing like 255, and I'm just saying, like, is what I'm doing really working? So I'm starting to doubt everything that I'd done up to that point. And which also leads me to the other point, which is that I'd spent a lot of mental energy on my appearance and my strength. And so I just look at what other people are doing, what I'm doing. I look in the mirror a lot every single day, honestly. It's always, it's sometimes counterintuitive to my productivity increase. And I'd also noticed that at the peak of my bulk, which was like 193 pounds, I was starting to feel a sense of guilt and shame for how much I was eating. And then on the polar opposite end, when I was coming up towards the end of my bulking cutting phase, like 11-12% body fat range, 160 pounds, that's when I started to have no energy whatsoever. Like, I would wake up early for the Rocksteady boxing program. I'd feel like I was on death's door. Like, yeah, it's great having washboard abs, but just feel like you don't have any energy to get you throughout the day. It was really not fun. See, there's some of the dark sides that people don't always tell you about, just like, how it can be absolutely draining sometimes if you're really, really, really feeling ambitious. And so that leads me to another point, which is that our journey of improvement may inadvertently involve self-sabotage, and we cannot ignore this. And so I would advise that we monitor our emotions, cognitions, and physical stimuli, and from that, we can determine whether our goals are really worth it. In other words, it's good to just listen to your body. I would also tell someone interested in health and fitness that they should love themselves, but not too much.
and they should hold themselves accountable. And so if you have a cheat meal or a cheat day once in a while, it's okay, but don't make it a cheat week. These holidays have been fun for me. I should take my own advice once in a while. But anyway, another piece of advice is to consult the proper resources and ensure that you are taking the approach properly. And so not losing 20 pounds in 6 weeks, for example, missing on the resistance training. Make sure that you're up to date as possible on what you should know about your body and how to get things done. It has truly been transformative and improved my quality of life despite the difficulties along the way. I'm really happy that I got into the whole health and fitness lifestyle. It's not a trend for me, it's a lifestyle. It's just completely changed me, mostly for the better. And so this is a little bit about my health and fitness journey. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you want to see more content, and hit the bell so you don't miss another video. Triple T out.